So we've been given data showing the speed of a Toyota Camry compared to its average miles per gallon, which is given as M. Okay, so miles per gallon is this one, and the speed is this one. Okay, now this says using speed as the independent variable. So that means this needs to be the X. It's given to us in a little bit reverse order, so you got to watch the wording. This is the independent variable. We want to know if we have a linear or quadratic relation. So what I'm going to do to answer that is put this information into the calculator. So under my list, first thing I'm going to do is clear out the info that I have. So I'm going to put these into list 1 and 2. So if I go to stat for clear list, and then I have to tell it the first list, so second and then 1, it'll show up as L1 and then hit enter. And then do the same thing to clear out the second list. Okay, now to put in the info, we go to stat, edit. Okay, so I need this to be my X's. So that is the speed. And we just type those values in. Be careful not to make typos because that will change your results. Okay, once we have all those in, we also need to put in our miles per gallon. So put in those values. A good double check when you're done is you should at least have the same number of items entered for both your L1 and your L2. Okay, now to see this, I want to put it on a scatter plot. So I'm going to go to second y equal. So far my plots are turned off, so I'm going to hit enter on this first one. And just hit enter on the on. The type is fine. My X's are in L1, my Y's are in L2. I would change those if I needed to, and that mark is just fine, so I'm going to quit out of here. And then on my window, I need to make sure I'm going to see this information. So my X's are going up to 70, so I'm going to go 0 to, let's say, 80 to give myself some space. Scale of 10 is fine. And my Y's, they are maxing out at 30, so I'm going to go 0 to 35. And we'll just put a tick mark every 5 spots. Now before I hit graph, I'm going to look at y equals, see if I had anything here, and I did not. If I had a graph, I would clear it out. But you see my plot is highlighted, which means it's going to show the plot of my data. Okay, so I'm just going to draw something really rough here. I'm getting this type of a shape. Because I have a curve, this is definitely more quadratic than it is linear. Is it a great quadratic graph? No, but it's definitely more quadratic than it is linear. Okay, now, so since I've said that that's quadratic, I want to find the model that describes this relation. So in my stat, I want to calculate, and now I want a quadratic regression. So option 5, make sure that your variables are listed for the correct column. Mine are L1 and L2. So now I want to calculate. So y equal ax squared plus bx plus c. Y equals, if you want to, I suppose actually we should use the variables we're told to use. So this is m instead of y. So m equals, rounding to 3 decimal places, negative 0.017, that would round, there's my 3 decimal places right there, the 4 would round that to 7. And then for speed, I'm supposed to use s, so s squared. Plus my b value is 1.935 to 3 decimal places times s. It has x, but I'm using the variable s. And then finally plus my c value, but it's a negative, so I'll put minus, and that value is 25.341.